Hi friends, very good morning to all of you and welcome to detailed editorial discussions. Friends, in this session I have taken an important article from the Financial Express, and the article is Galvanizing to Fight COVID-19 in India. Friends, this article has appeared on 27th April this month, and in the present context we are in, this article and the suggestions given by the author seems very practical and realistic, and they have the potential of saving us from this imminent crisis. Right, friends? The author is Rajendra Aneja. He is the ex-MD of Unilever Tanzania, and he also penned two books. Those are, very interesting. One is Conquer Rural Marketing Across Countries, and the second one is Business Express. Right, friends? We will go and see in detail the suggestions given by the author. Right, friends? Now we will understand the COVID situation in our country. Friends, it is ironic that India, which produces around 60% of the vaccines in the world, is facing scarcity of the same. So we produce around 60% of the vaccines in overall world, but at present we are facing scarcity of vaccines. Friends, vaccinations had to be halted in many cities due to shortages. Friends, you might have heard, that many states have urged central government to provide vaccines as their stocks were dipping. Right, friends? India should have built a massive buffer of vaccines before commencing inoculations or exporting vaccines to 70 countries. So friends, as you all know, India has exported almost 80 crore vaccines to various countries, and we called it vaccine diplomacy, and India has urged a good name in the world. But the problem is, at present we are facing the shortage of vaccines. Right, friends? In this context, we have to declare a war on COVID. Friends, it is unfortunate that India became casual when the numbers dipped in early 2021. So we became a little bit relaxed and we became a little bit casual in fighting the COVID-19. Right, friends? The country must fight COVID-19 with a war-like mindset. This is imminent now. Friends, the suggestions given by the author, if we examine them, friends, he suggests that all elections at the state or panchayat level should be postponed to 2022. So all elections should be postponed to next year. Friends, no public rally should be permitted, and the Honorable Prime Minister should take personal charge of this battle. So he expects that the Honorable Prime Minister should and must take personal charge of the issue, and he should establish an all-party war room and managing it 24/7. Friends, managing and creating an all-party war room will result in reduction of criticism and allegations and counter allegations, and it will provide a smooth provide a platform for smooth functioning and smooth dealing of the issue, and it will ensure cooperation from everybody, from all political parties. Right, friends? With respect to vaccines and medicines, he suggests the production of vaccines, oxygen, remdesivir, syringes, etc. should be augmented on war footing. So all the medical needs and vaccine needs should be produced at the war foot. Right, friends? The US has deployed war laws to boost the production of vaccines, and India needs to do the same. So India can use some war laws to augment or increase the production of these medical medicines and vaccines and medical equipment uh, in larger levels. Right, friends? We also need to ramp up the vaccine production. Friends, vaccine production and as well as the vaccine availability. So one thing here the author suggests is we can import the vaccines. Right, friends? India should accelerate the import of the Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson vaccines for emergency use. So there is nothing wrong when we require it in importing the vaccine. There is nothing wrong. Friends, India should try to get a basket of vaccines rather than limit itself to one or two brands. So we should look for many number of vaccines, various brands of vaccines, and we should not limit ourselves to one or two brands of vaccines. Friends, the Johnson and Johnson vaccine would be ideal, for it requires just one jab. Friends, India should also produce the Covaxin vaccine made by Bharat Biotech in local laboratories through third-party manufacturing agreements. So we can also do that. We can produce Covaxin that is developed by Bharat Biotech in local laboratories via third-party manufacturing agreements. Friends, when it comes to limits on the movements of the people, and the author has some interesting suggestions. All cities with more than 5 lakh population should have night curfews from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. Friends, this is also feasible. We can do it. Friends, whilst some lockdowns are imminent under these circumstances, they should be humane. So, at the law, as a last resort, as our Honorable Prime Minister also said, we can impose lockdowns, but they should be humane. Humane means, it should be, the poorest of the poor should not suffer as they suffered in the last previous years lockdowns. We should ensure that the food and other essentials reach the poor people, and whoever, if they want to go back to their places, some kind of transportation should be provided to them. Right, friends? Limited domestic help should be accessible, especially to senior citizens living alone. So this is also important. Right, friends? Vaccination should continue at a furious pace, with elders and the disabled being inoculated at homes. Right, friends? In the context of large gatherings, the author suggests that all religious gatherings should be banned for the next 3 months at least. So irrespective of any religion, all religious gatherings, whatever it may be, like Kumbh Melas and prayers, gatherings for prayers, all should be banned for at least 3 months. It is for our own interest. It is in our best interest. Right, friends? Attendance at marriages and private celebrations should be restricted to just 20 guests. Right, friends? The vaccination drive. Vaccination should progress aggressively. Vaccination should progress aggressively. Friends, vans, health workers on motorcycles, foot soldier health workers should visit slums and villages to vaccinate the people expeditiously. So friends, the volunteers on motorcycles, they can be deployed to vaccinate the people uh, in slums and villages. Right, friends? Shopping malls, university compounds, parking lots, etc., all these kind of public places and large places can be deployed to accelerate vaccinations. Right, friends? In the context of large institutions like railways and like some private companies like Tata's and Godrej's, the author has some interesting suggestions. Friends, large institutions, private and public, which have clinics and doctors, should inoculate their own employees. So this will better serve the purpose. The large institutions who have the means to vaccinate their employees, they should do likewise. Right, friends? Indian Railways and Air India, large institutions with their own medical panels, should vaccinate their employees along with their families. So these organizations have the capability to vaccinate their employees and as well as their families, and they should do so. Right, friends? Similarly, large private companies like Tata, Reliance, Godrej, Unilever, and so on, these should source vaccines and inoculate all their employees and families. So these organizations, private organizations, they can procure vaccines privately, and they can vaccinate their employees. Right, friends? When it comes to vaccine distribution, distribution and sales of vaccines should be decentralized. So friends, decentralization is the mantra for big countries like ours. So in the present situations like these, the decentralization becomes very important. So the distribution of vaccines should be decentralized. Friends, state governments and municipalities have sought permissions to vaccinate slum dwellers through mobile vans, and there should be no controls on them for doing so. So if the states and the municipalities want to vaccinate the people, I mean disadvantaged sections and the people living in slum dwellings, there should be no controls. I mean they need not seek any permission. They can do on their own. Friends, this will also usher in the cooperative federalism. Friends, the vaccine tap should not be controlled by a few persons in the government, because it really halts the process of vaccination. So there should be no controls on the state governments and as well as the municipalities. Right friends, we should also focus on research and development. Scientists and pharmaceutical companies should research easier forms of protecting people from COVID-19. So friends, research and development, every time it becomes very important. Friends, Cuba has been conducting trials with a nasal spray vaccine. Pharma companies should research oral forms of vaccination like the polio drop for easy dispersals. So friends, when we invest in these kind of things, the vaccination process becomes easier and we can do it speedily. Friends, to conclude, urgent research is also needed on the double mutant variant of COVID-19 which is ravaging India. Friends, that is B1617, that is the double mutant which is ravaging our country. So we have to conduct research and we have to understand the variant in a detailed way so that we can produce effective vaccines to fight the mutant. Right friends, the new strain should be controlled at the earliest before it takes more lives and cripples the economy. So friends, we have to understand the double mutant virus and we have to stop it. Right friends, these are the suggestions given by the author and they seem really realistic and practical, and let's hope that the government will at least implement some of those suggestions. Right friends, this is all for this session. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day.